How would you like to be one of the chosen few to make it onto one of the biggest singing reality shows in the world? We're talking exposure by the millions. I'm Jesse Campbell, and I was chosen to perform on NBC The Voice with and by some of the biggest names in the industry, like Blake Shelton, CeeLo Green, Christina Aguilera, Adam Levine from Maroon 5, and even got to work with the legendary Lionel Richie. In this video, I am going to show you the secrets of singing reality show success. Knowledge is power. And in a singing competition filled with so many talented people, what you know could determine whether you stay or go home. It's this information that's the knowledge that empowers you to be, do, have more than ever before. But it's what you do with the knowledge that becomes powerful. Like, for instance, take a safe. If you know there's $1 million inside, you need the right numbers in the right sequence in order to access it. You need the combination, but you need to know what to do with the combination. You get it? So here I'm going to share with you 3 major steps that you can take, as I did, that'll get you a lot closer to where you want to be than where you are right now. All right? So let's get started. The first step, and the steps, there are 3 steps, and I've broken them down into break steps. You know how you have a unit that's marching and then they take a pause and they're marching in place? I see these as break steps, and they're basically what I mentally use to prepare and get the adrenaline flowing, and I'm like getting ready to take that next step with even more confidence and more preparation. So that's kind of what I've broken the 3 steps down into. Now, the first step is to get ready. All right? Now, how do you get ready? It's by taking a reconnaissance trip. This is serious business. All right? So I'm trying to give it to you in the lingo that, you can really relate to. So what do I mean by take a reconnaissance trip? Is you want to arrive the day before to scope things out. All right? So first thing you want to do is you want to scout around for the best possible parking. You look for a parking structure or a parking lot that's nearby, or you can check the surrounding neighborhoods, and maybe they have street parking, and that'll be so much better to park on the street, but be sure to check the signs than to park in a structure where you'll be charged a lot of money and so forth and so on. So you want to check for the best possible parking. The next thing you want to do is you want to find a security person or maintenance person if it's private grounds. But if it's like a hotel or something, find a concierge or a bellman, front desk, or someone like that, and you want to smile, and then politely ask if they would answer some questions for you. All right? And some of the questions that I have for you to ask: first, where will the line begin? Okay? Second question is, how early will they allow the line to form? Because if it's private property, they may not even allow you onto the site until a certain time. All right? And then the third thing is there a waiting area prior to where the line is going to form? All right? Then the fourth thing is ask for suggestions of the closest and or cheapest parking. Just asking any other questions that you may have, okay? Now, what you also want to do in getting ready is you want to get someone to go with you. And if you can have someone to drop you off while you do your homework, because it may be in a busy downtown area, or maybe in on a private grounds where it's not as easily accessible to get to. So they can drive around or find a park, while you do your homework. All right, so those are the 3 break steps that you would like to do in the first step of getting ready. All right, now move on to the second step, which is get set. How do you get set? You get set by properly packing and preparing. Okay? First break step, you want to check the weather and dress appropriately, because how you dress to the audition may be different from how you dress for the audition, all right, depending on the climate or whatever. Second break step, dress to impress or not. What do I mean by that? Dress to impress. Dress like the performer you are or the performer you want to be. Give them that wow factor when they see you. Personally, I dress for them to see me like I want to be seen, or you can, like I said, you can dress, down. It's like super simple and give them the shock and awe. I've seen people come up in jeans, holy jeans and a t-shirt and blow them away. It's like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting that. He had flip-flops on and all that stuff, and he just blew us out of the water. All right. So the third break step, snacks. Because you don't know how long you're going to be there. All right. So when you prepare your snacks, don't try to munch on something new. You don't want to take that chance on consuming something that may affect your voice or your body, your person. So stick with what works for you, what you know. Because I remember one time I was out and was getting ready to perform, and we had a little bit of time, and they had this exotic tea, so I tried the tea and it constricted my vocals to about 75%. Really messed me up. So don't try anything new, at this time. Stick with what you know. Get you some water, or maybe even take a healthy energy drink mix that you can throw in a bottle of water, mix it up, and because you're going to be there, you may be there for a while, and it'll give you the energy, that little push that you need, opposed to, certain sodas and things that'll give you that high and then drop you, because again, you don't know how long you're going to be there. Anything could turn up. I remember being in one place, is like I was there for literally over 7 hours. It was grueling. All right, so you want to take a thermos of your favorite hot drink, especially if you're going to be in a cold climate and if you're one who needs that hot liquid in your throat. Okay, now the fourth break step, you want to have a small chair or a collapsible stool. They have little bitty ones. I use I think it was called the Amazing Pocket Chair or something like that. And make sure that it'll fit completely inside your backpack or your bag. I'm telling you, it's a lifesaver. But they will not allow you to bring it into the venue for the most part. They'll send you back to your car. I've seen them do that to a number of people. So make sure that, that it's small enough to conceal. They don't mind you having them, but they just don't want them lying all over the place. All right, so the fifth break step is be prepared to wait. Whatever time they give you, if it's either for an appointment or general admission, it's more than likely going to be a lot longer, hours even. So be prepared. Like example, I got my friend to go with me. I got my friend Kern, and because it was private grounds, we were not allowed to enter the property until a certain time. So I know it was crazy, but I woke up like at 2:30 in the morning, and we were sitting in that parking lot at 4 a.m. until the right time. It was cold and rainy, and I was there for hours, but I was prepared. I had my rain poncho, my umbrella, I had warm clothes, a folding stool, and hot liquids in my thermos, that I got all of that stuff for less than $25. And it all fit inside my backpack too. And as a result, I was one of the first to be seen, and on a certain show, I was one of the first to sing, which brings me to my next break step, which is one of the, if not the most important break step, and that is song selection. This is the most important thing that you can take throughout your career, and in some cases your life. Less is more. Less is more, less is more, less is more. Remember that. Okay, so the first thing you want to do in your song selection is you want to choose a song that's most fitting of your style. One that's most comfortable to you. What's the song that you get into when you're singing and you're feeling it? Because if you can feel the song, even if you're not at your best vocally, they'll feel it energetically, and it'll make a big difference. And that could mean the difference of you making it to the second audition and or beyond. All right, so the second thing you want to do, and this is the most important part of your song selection, And I just don't know of anybody who's giving you or who's offering this kind of information. So I'm just so grateful to God and Spirit for giving me this. So you want to choose a song that showcases as much of your diversity in the least amount of time without overdoing it. Oh, come on now. That we can just end this thing right here and now, because that's the information that choose a song, I'm gonna say it one more time, that showcases as much of your diversity in the least amount of time without overdoing it. Okay? Remember that. Now, if you would like for me to personally assist you with this, with your song selection and preparation, I do give vocal online sessions via Skype and FaceTime, and I'll offer that toward the end. All right. So the third thing you want to do with the song that you've chosen is to make sure that it's within 45 to 60 seconds. Now, I know they tell you get a minute and a half and you get to bring instruments, because all of that may go out the window depending on, the situation at the actual venue or audition. Because some cases you bring your instruments, and I have not seen, out of all the shows I've auditioned for, except for one, where they allowed you to use the instrumentation and they told you could. And they've told me and the people that you could sing any song of any genre, and they're like, I don't want to hear that, literally. Or what else you got? That's their famous thing to say. What else you got? What else you got? What else you got? So you want to make sure your song is within 45 to 60 seconds. And again, less is more, and they'll appreciate it too. All right. Now give them the opportunity to ask for more.